What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000, and we hope you guys can help us get there. Alright, so Disney CEO reaffirms Kathleen Kennedy isn't being replaced at Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy will remain as the head of Lucasfilm, according to Bob Chapek, despite online rumors that the producer would be let go. It's like a bad cold that you just can't get rid of, no matter how sick it makes you to a certain extent. Disney CEO Bob Chapek has now affirmed Kennedy's position in the company at a recent investor call for Disney. When asked if he would fire Kathleen Kennedy and replace her with someone like Dave Filoni, Chapek dismissed this. Bob Chapek officially said, we've been absolutely thrilled that we can have the kind of talent like Kathy Kennedy to direct Lucasfilm. We look forward to having Kathleen Kennedy running the Lucasfilm organization for many years to come. Oh my goodness. It just, that's heartbreaking. That's a punch in the gut right there. Like, that's the kind of news that all Star Wars fans were hoping against hope that maybe this woman would lose her job and they would put someone in there like Dave Filoni that actually seems to know what he's doing, that actually has respect of Star Wars fans. I don't know what Disney or Lucasfilm or any of them are doing when it comes to Star Wars. It's like they hate the fans for some reason. It's like they get on there and they're like, you know what? How do we piss them off today? Oh, you know what? We'll let Pedro Pascal get on Instagram or Twitter or whatever he was on and post, that half of the country is the bad guys off World War II. We'll fire Gina Carano, even though she's a fan favorite. We will we'll completely and totally take every good thing that we've made when it comes to returning Luke Skywalker, and having that amazing scene at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian. All of that stuff, we're going to completely and totally dismiss this. Because that's just not who we are, that we like good publicity. Then, of course, you've got the John Boyega situation. The idea that over here in the United States, you put him at the forefront and talk about how diverse your cast is, that the Forces went a woman or whatever that crap that was, that you put that out there, and then overseas you reduce his role, John Boyega's role on a poster. Even John Boyega calls that out, and rightfully so. Then you take Rey Skywalker and then you make her the most one-dimensional character that you can possibly imagine. And instead of owning it, and saying, you know what, we're going to try to make her better throughout the films. No. We're going to hunker down on that. We're going to keep her the way she is. We're going to make her one of the least likable characters in Star Wars history. But we're going to say that you hate her because she's a woman. Because that makes so much sense, because the same people that hate Rey are the ones that love Princess Leia and that love Gina Carano. I mean, it's like it doesn't have to make sense anymore. It's like they can just spout stuff and pray to God that no one notice it, or no one notices, I guess you could say. That's how bad it is at Lucasfilm right now. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done an excellent job. Jon Favreau has done an excellent job with The Mandalorian. I mean, Dave Filoni, creating this character of Ahsoka Tano, which is an amazing character, which is a female that fans have been clamoring to get her own show, which she will finally get her own show. But for some reason, that is overlooked because apparently Star Wars fans hate women. I mean, it's ridiculous crap that has been going on for way too long at Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy has been the main instigator of it. When you have people like Dave Filoni and Favreau and all of them that have fan confidence, why would you not put them in roles where they could turn the page and maybe make or continue to make Star Wars something that we all could be proud to be fans of? I don't know Jon Favreau's um, political opinions. I know Dave Filoni's a pretty left wing guy, so he just doesn't put it in his work. So I mean, you know what? If you wanted somebody that was real left leaning like Kathleen Kennedy, um, uh, you know, that's fine. That wants to put all that stuff in her work, about the Force is female and uh, you know, going out there and talking about how diverse the cast is, except in China. Yeah, she wanted to keep that a secret in China. But, for the audiences here, she wanted to promote it, which, I mean, in itself is hypocritical in the worst way. Look, it doesn't matter if you're on the left or right. It just doesn't matter in this case. No one likes somebody that would try to benefit off of that. That actively goes out there and says, you know what, we're going to try to make up for the past wrongs in Hollywood, and we're going to put people of color and women at the forefront of these shows. And then turn right back around and do what she did to John Boyega. And then not do anything to help Rey Skywalker. I don't even like saying the word Skywalker. Rey into being a likable character. Instead, she wants to just hunker down on it. Well, you hate her because she's female, because that makes so much sense. Especially when people were so pissed that Princess Leia got such a crappy role towards the end that they wanted to continue with putting her in these movies long after she was dead and not giving her really, I felt like, the ending that she deserved towards the end. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me, and that's fine. If you enjoyed the ending that Princess Leia got, that's fine. I don't care. But me personally, I feel like, when that spaceship blew up, that should have been the end of Princess Leia, instead of pulling this Mary Poppins / Superman moment where she learns the Force. That should have just been the end of her right there. And that would have been a really fitting role, dying by the hands of her evil son. That would have been great. That would have changed the whole narrative from that point on. That would have maybe even have made him Kylo Ren a character that we hated, but he did have a redemption arc that actually meant something to us. Could have been even something like that. But instead, no, they focus on Force Skype and going into warp speed and taking out ships and things along those lines. Like, it just was so bad towards the end. The idea that they want to go and say, well, she made $1 billion off of these movies is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. You could have done, anybody could have made $1 billion off of Star Wars. It's the brand that people like. It's the brand. People go back. Look, the original trilogy is a beautiful story. Beautiful story. but but it looks outdated now. It really does look outdated. It probably could use an upgrade. Maybe a reboot to a certain extent. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that. But it could maybe use a reboot. But do you trust a reboot? I don't trust Disney or Lucasfilm to give us a reboot of the original. When look at what they've done with the sequel trilogy. That was a mess. So no, I don't trust them with a reboot, even though I would maybe love to see one. I would just like to have all these films fit perfectly together. I feel like get rid of the sequel trilogy completely and totally. I don't feel like that's salvageable at this point. And anybody that thinks it is, watch the movies. I mean, they don't even fit. They don't fit with the narrative of hope that the other ones does. It goes from hope to just this tragedy to back to hope again. But the sequel trilogy from like the very beginning to the very end was just sad in all the wrong ways. So no, I'm not happy about Kathleen Kennedy continuing her role at Lucasfilm. I'm very distraught about it. Um, Man, I wish Dave Filoni would take over. Give him a shot at it. Give him a shot at it. Like I said, he has the right politics. If that's what you're really going for, he has the right politics. Continue him. Continue putting him in there. The only difference between Dave Filoni and Kathy Kennedy when it comes to that is Dave Filoni actually wants to tell a good story. He actually cares about Star Wars. At that point, it doesn't really matter what your political opinions are. As long as you're telling a good story, give him the chance to do something with even Ahsoka Tano or any female character, new character that comes out. Give him a chance to make those characters interesting and likable. Kind of like what he always did with Ahsoka Tano, which is by far my favorite Star Wars character out there. I mean, I love Ahsoka Tano. I think she is one of the most interesting characters that in just not just Star Wars lore, but just in general. I'm fascinated with that character. Fascinated from beginning to end with that character. I will definitely be watching and rewatching Ahsoka Tano series with Kathy Kennedy, with Jon Favreau, or whoever is going to be doing those upcoming series. But I don't care about. I don't even care how bad Ahsoka Tano series might be. I will still watch it. I will still watch it, even if it's bad. That's saying something. That's how much of a fan of her I actually am. But at this point, I've come to expect not the best from Star Wars. I was really shocked that season 2 of The Mandalorian was so great. It far surpassed any of my expectations for it. But at the same time, the bar is set so low for Star Wars that I just don't see any. I don't see any coming back from it at this point. I just really don't, guys. And you leave Kathy Kennedy in the spot that she's in. She's just gonna continue to screw it up. I don't care if she makes $1 billion films. I don't really care in the least bit. Like I said, I feel like anything with the Star Wars brand would make $1 billion. I mean, you really have to do piss poor work, and I mean piss poor work. Because I mean, I would consider the sequel trilogy to be just that, to make those films fail. It would just, I mean, it would take. You would have to work tirelessly to make that in, even if it was a dumpster fire, to make it into something that people would not at least spend money on at least one time to see. simply because it was Star Wars. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all take care.